Hi guys, welcome to my page. I'm Latoya Clemens and I am the founder and creative director of Southern Garden Kitchen, which is a vegan, plant-based lifestyle brand where we discuss food, travel, and fun. On today's episode, we are going to talk about my recent trip to Costa Rica. I wanted to really see what it's like to travel outside of the United States as a vegan, to see what offerings other countries have that the United States does not have. But before we get into that, I would appreciate if you guys would like, subscribe, and share this channel to all of your friends and family. You just never know who may be interested in visiting Costa Rica or traveling as a vegan, which is more what this video is about. So buckle up your seat belts, grab your passports, and join me in the beautiful country of Costa Rica. Let me tell you what we'll talk about today, and then we'll go from there, okay? Yeah, I'm reading off a paper. So today I'm going to tell you some interesting facts about the country. I will talk to you about the hotel that I chose to stay at, which was a 100% vegan hotel. I will tell you about the tourism and activities that Costa Rica has to offer. Of course, we will talk about the food. And then I will get into whether I would go again. And of course, since it is 2021 and we are still in the middle of a major pandemic, COVID-19, I will discuss with you what you need to travel outside of the United States and how to get back into the United States, because we like to travel, but we want to come home. So, first of all, Costa Rica is a Central American island that is, I'm not island, it's not no island, it's a country. It is a Central American country nestled in between, I believe, Nicaragua. It's hard for me to say that country, and Panama. It boasts having beaches on both the Pacific Ocean and on the Caribbean side. I chose to go to the city of Tamarindo, which is on the Pacific side, because so often I travel, I'm going to, the more Caribbean side. So this time I wanted to try the Pacific coast and see what that was like. Costa Rica is a Central American country situated between Nicaragua and Panama. It is known for its beaches with coastlines on both the Caribbean and Pacific side, its volcanoes, and its rainforest. So Costa Rica has two airports. It has the Liberia Airport, not to be confused with Liberia, Africa. They made sure to let us know that it's pronounced Liberia. And they also have San Jose, which is their capital city. I flew into Liberia because it was closer to Tamarindo, which it was about an hour drive. I scheduled for a driver to pick me up. I usually do not rent cars in foreign countries because you never know the layout of the land. I can't read those road signs in Spanish, so just to keep things easy for me, I just hired a driver. And like I said, it was about an hour drive from the airport. We had to wear our mask even in the private car. And so we'll get into the mask wearing and everything during the pandemic later. So I decided to stay at Mother Earth Vegan Hotel. And I just happened to stumble upon this hotel. One morning I was on Instagram scrolling and I saw that there was a vegan boutique hotel in Costa Rica. And within hours, I booked the trip. The main reason is because I didn't want to go somewhere else and have to figure out what I was going to eat every day. So I knew it would be easier just to go to a hotel that offers the food that I eat. They're eco-friendly. They have, what are those things? They run off solar panels. The pool that they have is a saltwater pool. On the third floor of the main part of the hotel, they have a yoga studio that overlooks the mountains and the beaches of Costa Rica, because Costa Rica has both and volcanoes. And so It's a very beautiful hotel, very just what I like: modern, clean, sleek lines. The room is got very minimalistic, and that's kind of what I like. And the rooms started at 150 a night, which to me was a steal. Um, so yeah, that's why I chose Mother Earth Vegan Hotel, which is situated in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that outside of the hotel, when I went into the city, that Costa Rica really does have a lot to offer, um, food wise, as a vegan, and of course as a non-vegan. Outside of smoothie bars, yes, I did have a smoothie, once or twice, but I didn't want my trip to consist of smoothie. Every vegan knows it's smoothies, it's fries, or it's salads. And I wanted to enjoy myself when I sat down to have a meal. This hotel is eco-friendly and boasts its own plant-based restaurant named Off the Grid, a saltwater pool, and a yoga studio. With only 14 spacious guest rooms, this is definitely a great choice to get away from the crowd. Okay guys, let's go to the yoga studio in Mother Earth Vegan Hotel, which is upstairs on the third floor. Here's a view of the pool and surrounding area. So let me tell you guys about the excursions. I'm a very adventurous person. I love nature. I love outdoors. And so if you travel with me, we're not sitting by the pool all day sipping cocktails. Although I do like to do that too. I like to get out into the country and see what they have to offer. I can sip cocktails at home. Okay. So Costa Rica has a plethora of activities to do. And what I did was I booked all my excursions through one company called Nature's Way. I like them. I think it was called Nature's Way or Native's Way. I'll post their website below. But I like them too because they came and picked you up from the hotel. And the hotel that I stayed at, it was situated kind of in the mountains. It wasn't in the city. It was about a 12-minute walk into the city, which I did do a couple of days. Because like I said, I'm adventurous and I don't mind walking. And so I like the fact that they came to the hotel and they dropped us off, because some nights you didn't get back till it's dark. And being a female, I definitely didn't want to walk back to my hotel. I didn't want to take a 12-minute walk in the dark in a country that I don't speak the language, outside of hola and gracias. So anyway, what did I do? The activities I chose to do, I did a 2-hour hike through the rainforest, which, woo, that was a hike. If you are not in shape, that was not a beginner's hike at all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is about 6:20 a.m. here in Costa Rica, and we are headed out to go. We have a full day today, but first we're doing a 2-hour hike, so we are headed out to do that. And of course, I will be recording today's activities, okay? Whew, listen. Your girl has had enough hiking for one day, okay? If you are not in some kind of shape, this ain't the trip for you. Spent all day in woods and in nature. I don't know whose bike that is. It's time to relax. The point of the hike was, of course, not just to see nature, but also to see what wildlife they have to offer. We saw some snakes, frogs, lizards, iguanas. We didn't get to see any monkeys or toucans. Costa Rica is known for its sloths. We did see an anteater. So yeah, we went on. I did a 2-hour hike. I did a dolphin cruise, a day on a catamaran where We got on the catamaran and they took us out probably about an hour and a half off the coast, nice out there in the ocean, which is where I love to be. And we got to jump off the boat, and you could either scuba dive, you could paddleboard, or you could kayak. And we were out there for probably about an hour. I'm finally in my habitat. Everybody who knows me knows I love the water. I'm on this beautiful boat. I've already jumped into the ocean, had my time with sea life. So beautiful out here. Wow. For those of you who are going to ask, are there any sharks or any other dangerous fish out there? I'm sure there are. It's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I have no idea where I was at. I didn't even have bars on my phone. But we didn't really see anything. There were a few fish and some eels. It was really, there really wasn't I didn't see, nobody said they saw anything. So, and I love the ocean anyway. I've swam with sharks before when I went to Dominican Republic, although those sharks were kind of lame. But anyway, we're not talking about Dominican. We're talking about Costa Rica today. So I did that. What else did I do? We bathed in volcanic ashes. We went to hot springs. I'm sure there's a few more activities I did. I was gone for 5 days. I'm trying to think. But anyway, since I can't remember, outside of that, they have ATVs. They have scuba diving. You can go out and do fishing for sport. You can do horseback riding. There was so many things that you could do. And since I travel a lot, I've already done ATV. Some of the stuff I've already done before in other countries, so I wanted to do something different here. Let's get into the meat of the matter, which is traveling as a vegan. So like I said before, I chose a vegan hotel because I didn't want to have to go out hunting for food. But lo and behold, Costa Rica boasted a lot of vegan options at their restaurant. They even had a grocery store that was 100% organic and 100% vegan. So next time I go, because yes, I will go again, if I stay at a hotel, I know what store to go to get snacks, and they had paper towels, for those of us who like biodegradable materials. They had everything you could possibly need in this grocery store, along with fresh fruits and vegetables. But outside of that, Costa Rica had a lot to offer. They had Asian vegan food. They had Hispanic vegan food. They even had a Mediterranean place that had vegan options. I ate breakfast one morning at a restaurant called Noi, and I had a beautiful omelet that was made from chickpeas and tofu, which is something I've never had combined before. It was so good, you guys. The fruit was so fresh. The United States, we got to step it up. These little raggedy fruit cups that we offer with the honeydew, cantaloupe, some smushed grapes, and one strawberry. No, 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 no. Costa Rica's fruit cups had fresh papaya, fresh pineapple, fresh mango, fresh strawberries, and it was a nice size. It wasn't, this little bitty cup like we offer here. Like, it was really a nice size bowl. That morning I also had a passion fruit mimosa because I got to have me a drink with my breakfast. But the omelet, and then what did I get with it? Oh, I love plantains. And so they had some fried plantains on the side. I think that was probably one of the best breakfasts I've ever had. Everything was so good. It was so fresh. Even when I went out on the catamaran, they offered, most excursions offer some type of lunch, especially if you're gone all day. They had vegan options on the boat. One great thing about going to more of a Central American or where there's more Hispanic Spanish culture, if you're not gonna be able to find nothing, you're gonna be able to find some rice and beans and plantains. So and that was offered a lot. Another great thing that I found that they had that was near the beach, they had a food truck park. And out of the, I'm gonna say there was probably about 7 food trucks. One was completely vegan, and 2 or 3 others had vegan options. So we sat outside. We were able to sit at the colorful little benches and order from a couple different places, because I wanted to taste everything. And you could still have a clear vision to the beach while you were sitting in this food truck park. So it was really nice. I didn't miss a meal. The only thing that they did not have, or at least that I did not see, my drug of choice is sugar. I love desserts. I'm not big chocolate. I'm not big on candy. I love pie, cake, cookies, brownies, the good stuff you can sink your stuff into, you sink your teeth into. And I did not see any vegan options as far as dessert. Not ice cream, and I'm not big on ice cream either, but I didn't see any of that either. Now, the hotel I stayed at, they had vegan desserts, but they had chocolate lava cake. And like I just said, I don't care for chocolate. They had cheesecake. I'm not huge on cheesecake. They had like basic stuff. I think they had apple pie. So I didn't want any of that stuff. So I would say that was the only thing that I did not see. I'm not saying they didn't have it. I just didn't run into it. So aside from food, I'm sure the other thing that most people will be interested in is traveling internationally during COVID. And I spoke about this on my Facebook page, but it bears repeating because I would hate for somebody to, one, get to the airport and can't leave, or two, try to come back to the United States and can't get back in. I can imagine that would be scary. So obviously, if you're traveling internationally, the first thing you need is a passport. Okay. And also remember that your passport need make sure you check the expiration date and that it's not about to expire 6 months before you travel. That's great information to know. Some people, they like, oh, it don't travel, it don't expire, 2 months from now. No, 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 no. Get you another passport just to be on the safe side. Another thing I did to be on the safe side is I made a copy of my passport and I kept it in my stuff, my bag separate from me, just in case I lost my passport in Costa Rica. I had a colored copy of it amongst my luggage. Speaking of luggage, y'all will be so proud of me. I actually went with just a carry-on bag. I've never traveled with just a carry-on. As females, we got to have, I need the outfit for this. I need an outfit for this. I need an outfit for that. But this is my very first time traveling with just a carry-on. But anyway, back to COVID and traveling internationally. So 1, you need a passport. 2, every country is different. So I suggest that if you are making plans to travel, that you go to that country's, their official website, and see what their rules, restrictions, and requirements are. For Costa Rica, you did not have to have a COVID test to get into the country, but you had to have the test to come back to the United States. And another thing that I've seen across the board is it doesn't matter if you've had the vaccine or not. You still have to get tested. I know Jamaica and some other countries, you got a test to go in and you got a test to come back. So make sure you go to the country that you plan to travel to, official website, and see what their rules are. Don't go by what your friend said. Don't go by somebody that went last year said, because we see the CDC is changing their stuff and their requirement. Everything is changing from day to day. So make sure that you get up-to-date information for where you're traveling to. Also, very, very important, you have to have travel insurance. you can't even get on the plane without it. And I know some of us will be like, well, I got health insurance here. I got Blue Cross Blue Shield, or I have TRICARE, or, I have Aetna. That stuff don't work in other countries. They do not care. So their options are a $20,000 travel health insurance policy and a $50,000 health insurance policy. I chose the $20,000 one. It was $11 per day that you're gone. So you may want to pencil that into your monies. Also, what you want to pencil into your money is that COVID test, because it's not free. It's anywhere from $65 to $150 per person. They will come to your hotel and do it. I had mine done at the airport. And you have to have that COVID test 72 hours before your flight, or within 72 hours of your flight. I had mine done within 4 hours of my flight. I was pushing it. Because, of course, if it's positive, you have to stay in the country and quarantine. And that is the point of the travel health insurance. That health insurance is going to cover if you have to be hospitalized, or any medical expenses you may incur. Which word is it? I don't know. Anyway, in many medical expenses you may come into if you test positive for COVID. And it also covers your hotel stay. If you end up having to stay in the country, if you test positive, you've got to quarantine in a hotel for 10 to 14 days. And they tell you, well, at least in Costa Rica, they gave you 2 hotels that you would have to stay in and quarantine, until you test negative. So that's what that travel health insurance is for. It's not about you having insurance here. It is to cover the costs and expenses if you get hurt, or if you catch COVID and end up having to stay. Because I don't know about you, but 10 more days in a hotel, that starts adding up. And you're not even having fun. You're just in this room stuck. You can't do anything. So yes, you have to test negative to get back into the United States. You have to have a passport to even leave the United States. You have to have that travel health insurance to even get on the plane. They scan that before you even get on the plane to leave the country. And so, yeah, that's just my little tidbit about traveling to Costa Rica. One final thing that I noticed while I was there is that there are hand washing stations everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Most of the restaurants were either outside or semi-outside. They may have an awning, but you're basically outside. You had to wash your hands to go inside an outdoor restaurant. They're not playing over there. You have to wear your mask. The only time I did not have my mask on is once we started hiking. When the beginning of the hike, like before you get into the wooded area, you had to have your mask on. Once we got in there, of course, you could take it off. So I didn't have my mask on then. I didn't have my mask on the boat, or of course in the ocean. And I didn't have my mask on the beach. Other than that, when you walking through the city, if I don't go shopping when I go out of town, but if you go shopping and go to the mall, you have to have your mask on. Anytime you enter into somewhere, you have to have your mask on. So lots of hand washing stations. They made us wash our hands before we went into the airport, because the COVID test was taken outside of the airport. They had this huge tent set up outside of the airport, and that's where you did your COVID test, and you had to sit outside for an hour and wait for your results. Then you could go into the airport, and even then, like I was showing the lady my negative test results, she, wash your hands. And then another thing is there's not a lot of trash on the city, because there's a recycle bin. It seemed like next to every hand washing station there was a recycle bin. Glass, bottle, plastic. Glass, paper, plastic. So they really care about recycling in Costa Rica. So whether you go to Costa Rica or whether you go to any other country, I'm waiting for Europe to open up to Americans. Just be aware of the language barrier. Be aware of money exchange. And be respectful of the country that you visit. No matter which country you go to, whether you choose Costa Rica or you choose a Caribbean island, or whether you stay in the United States, just be respectful and mindful of the places that you travel to, especially during this pandemic. Take extra precaution. Show up to the airport early. Um, be patient and be kind. We're all dealing with this right now, and so being in a rush and being rude and not following the rules is just not going to get you anywhere. I found out while I was in Costa Rica that people were actually being arrested because they were uploading fake COVID results. And that's just crazy to me. Just take the test. You know you have to take it, so just take it. Um, I thought that was so funny because you do, once you get your COVID results, you have to upload them to your airline. And they have the QR codes. They show you how to do absolutely everything. But just be mindful and do all things in decent and in order, and have a great time traveling.